Shalom. Mic test, 1 2 1 2. Oh. Alright, Khan. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, the do so by Hashem and Mashiach wa Malaki Hawashai. Sword our Ratazach, back at it again with another lesson, right? And what I talked about yesterday was us being the seed of our fathers, because that's the seed of our father. That's who we are, right? That's what determines your ethnicity, your nationality, your race, right? And I opened up with basically something I said was I said, how do you know your nationality? For example, if you was born in an airplane going over the Pacific Ocean, right? What is your nationality, right? You'd have to know, right, who your father is, right? Because it's not by your mom. Your mom births you, right? Your mom does not have seed, right? The man has the seed, right? If we go to the let's, for example, right, let's open up with let's go to Acts 13 and verse 23 real fast. Go to Acts chapter 13 and verse 23. It says, of this man's seed, right? Of this man's seed hath God, according to his promise, raised unto Yahushai, raised unto Israel a savior, Yahushai, right? So the word seed, when you go to, it says, it's Strong's G, got it written down right here. It's Strong's G4690, right? This is the word seed or descendant, right? In the Greek, it's the word sperma. That's where you get sperm from, right? Sperma, which is semen, offspring, progeny, tribe, posterity, family. So that's how you determine your tribe, your ethnicity, your race, right? That's what determines the outcome of the child, right? Because we're not mom, right? Because if it was determined by mom, remember, our forefather Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, he also had a daughter, but you don't see the tribe of his daughter, right? You don't see tribe of her, right? You don't see her tribe, right? So she's also an Israelite because she's a descendant of her father, right? But the man is the one that carries the seed. Women don't carry the seed, right? Women don't have sperma, right? Strong's G4690, sperma, right? So let's go. Here's a good example, right? I brought this out yesterday, and I want to basically go into it. When I brought out Song of Solomon with the Shulamite, and bring this out again. So this is Song of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 13. It says, return, return, O Shulamite. The Shulamite, as I said yesterday, as we know, are descendants of Issachar. Issachar is a so-called Mexican. So this is a so-called Mexican woman. Now we go to Song of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, it's talking about the Shulamite. It says, behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes with thy locks. Thy hair is as the flock of goats, right, that appear from Mount Gilead. So the flock is, her hair is like goat's hair, right? So we see this, right? It says goat's hair, and when we know that when you look at a goat has straight, stringy hair. Goat has straight hair. So like a goat has straight hair, right? It's not woolly hair like a sheep has woolly hair, right? When you go to, let's go to when you go to Song of Solomon 6 and 5, right, back to that with the Shulamite, right? Verse 5 says, turn away thine eyes from me, for they have overcome me. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Gilead. So see that? It says it, that's twice. It says that her hair is like a flock of, it has goat's hair, right? And also, remember, you brought out with 1 Samuel 19 and 13. And it reads, and Michael took an image and laid it in the bed and put a pillow of goat's hair for his bolster and covered it with a cloth. And when Saul sent messengers to take David, she said, he is sick. And Saul sent the messengers again to see David, saying, bring him up to me in the bed that I may slay him. So he's trying to go get David. And Saul said, he's sending messengers to go get David to kill him. And Saul said unto Michael, why hast thou deceived me so? And said, Salaki, is this what I want? Oh, Salaki, yeah, verse, yeah. Verse 16, and when the messengers were come in, behold, there was an image in the bed with a pillow of goat's hair for his bolsters. So see that? So twice you see it says goat's hair. So we see that. So even King David had hair like goat, he had goat's hair. See that? So we cannot go based off the carnal. We cannot be carnal, go off carnality. That's why when you read John 7:24, as I brought it out yesterday, right? John 7:24 says, right? Let's bring it out through the Spirit and probably how about Shem Yahushai. Says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment, right? We got to try the Spirit by the Spirit, right? To see if their spirit is cohesive with ours, right? To see if they are the children of God, right? Because you got the wheat and the tares, right? Like you got, matter of fact, let's get that parable. Let's go to Matthew 13. No, matter of fact, let's go to Matthew 13. Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field, right? Dealing with the Israelites, right? The good seed, that's the Israelite seed. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. So see that? Now this is the enemy. We know that the enemy is who? Esau and and the other nations, right? So they came in, and that's why we strongly encourage our women to not deal with these other nations, because you're just going to bring up seed unto them, right? Because the man is what holds the seed, right? Verse 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So you gotta be careful, because you even have, you got people that look like Israel, but they're not Israelites, right? They like Bob Marley, Damian Marley, sister, T and Tamara, right? Diana, it's a plethora of people that look like they Jake, but they ain't Jake. Why? Because they got we got tares amongst us, right? That's why we just gotta test the Spirit, try the Spirit, and just keep the law to the best of your ability. At the end of the day, the Most High, He's gonna send Yahushai to separate, right? To separate the tares from the wheat, right? And it says, verse 27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares, right? Didn't we sow good seed in this? How did we get tares amongst us, right? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up, verse 28. And he said unto them, an enemy had done this, and we know that the main enemy is Esau, right? You got a lot of Edomites you're sleeping with our women, right? The main enemy is Esau. Of course, you got the nations too, but the main one is Esau. I don't understand how any of our women want to be with any other nation besides us, right? To marry and to bring forth good seed, right? Now I can say the same thing for our men too. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to deal with no other nation other than my people. Now I'm not saying it's a sin, but why would you want to be with other nations, right? Like again, it's not a sin to do it, right? But why would you want to bring up tares amongst our people? Because that's going to cause confusion, right? So boom, verse 29, it says, first I'm gonna read verse 28 again. And he said unto them, an enemy had done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. So just try to gather as much people as you can. Just gather, don't try to separate that. Don't do it right now, right? Just test the Spirit, try the Spirit, because you never know. You might have tares within the camp. You just never know. But Yahushua is going to be the one that's going to ultimately do this. He's going to separate them, right? Verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. So that, remember the harvest, right? That's when Yahushua is going to come and do this. This is red letters, right? This is Yahushua speaking. It says, gather ye together first the tares. So and in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, and we know that when Yahushua comes, he's going to reap, right? Gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So we're going to gather them up, right? And when we gather them up, that's why it says, don't even pluck them out. Just leave them be. When I come, listen, we're going to burn them up, and they're going to be, we're going to bind them up into bundles, and they're going to burn them. That's where you get the word, let me not even get there. But yeah, but it says, but gather the wheat into my barn, right? Meaning what? This is why we try to wake up the elect. We're doing this because we need to wake up Jacob. We need to wake the Israelites up, right? We don't know who's a tare, where I had somebody just come in, and I asked him, I said, what's your nationality? He said, I'm Italian on my father's side, and I'm black on my mother's side. He's talking like a Jake, straight up. But that's a tear. I mean, but then again, who knows? I don't know his father's father, right? We don't know. That's why we just try the spirit by the spirit, right? He act like Jake, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been a post going around like saying, oh, these Filipinos, they not Israelites. And I understand Filipinos, they come from Jaffa. But then you also got Israelites who sow seed among the Filipinos. So you don't know who's who. You got Filipinos out here saying Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's like, wait a minute, huh? You know, and the name is dreadful among the heathen, right? So we just remember we don't really know, right? Right, but on the safe side, we just like listen. You know, we ain't dealing with no other nation besides our own people, right? So let's go to another parable, right? Let's go to Matthew 25 and verse 31. It says, when the Son of Man, it's red letter again, Yahushua speaking, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them. See, Yahushua is going to do this. Separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. See that? So you got sheep and you got the goats, right? Watch what it says. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand. That's talking about Israelites. But the goats on the left. So see that? That's talking about the heathens, right? The tares, right? Where the wheat, and those are the tares, right? Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So see that? The goat, I mean the sheep, which is the wheat, that's who inherits the kingdom, because the kingdom of heaven is promised to who? The Israelites. The goats, on the other hand, that's the tares. Those are the people that are going to be what? Their inheritance is what? To be under the Israelites, to be slaves, right? To be right. They don't get the kingdom of heaven, right? They're not promised salvation. They don't get salvation, but the Israelites get salvation, right? So that's another parable to show you, right? We have to understand who our Father is, right? We have to understand, right? This is why it's you have to know who you are, right? You got to know. Listen, that's why just keep the commandments to the best of your ability, right? And you here's another example too, right? We have to understand that, and I brought this up yesterday too. The place that you're born does not determine your nationality. Like I'm an American, right? I'm American citizen, right? American passport, all of that. Now you got other people that like they're born in China, like. But let's say a black man was born in China, doesn't mean he's Chinese. Now I'm an American, but I'm a so-called Puerto Rican, right? But that means I'm a American Puerto Rican, right? But that's not my ethnicity. That's not my race, right? My race is determined by the seed line of my father. I'm a descendant of the nation of Israel. So I'm an Israelite by nation, by blood, but my citizenship is American or Puerto Rican, right? Mainly American because I live in American soil, which Puerto Rico is also part of American territory, but you get the difference, right? So with that being said, let's go to the book of Acts chapter. Let's go to before that. Let's go to Acts 16 and verse 1. It says, "Then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there named Timotheus, the son of a certain woman, which was a Jewess. She's a Jew, right? And believed. So she believed in the Most High, Yahushua, but his father was a Greek. Now it says he's a Greek, right? And because why did it say he was a Greek? Who were the Greeks, right? These are what you call the Hellenistic Jews, right? They were Hellenized, right? When you go to Second Maccabees, right, because you got Greeks these are Greek-speaking Jews. You got Jews that were calling themselves Greeks, right? Just like you have when you go to Acts 24 and verse 18, it says, whereupon certain Jews from Asia. So you got Jews that are from Asia. That doesn't make them Asian. They're Jews that live in Asia. So you go to Second Maccabees. Let's go to read Second Maccabees 6, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from their laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of Yahweh. See that? So that's the context. They made us not follow the laws of our fathers, right? They didn't want us to follow after the ways of the Most High Yahweh, right? We go to verse 4. It says, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful, right? The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. See that? So they were stopping us from being a Jew. They were stopping us from keeping the law. They weren't letting us circumcise our children. They were making us eat swine, right? And all these are against the Most High, right? But the main thing is we weren't allowed to call ourselves a Jew. It was illegal to call yourself a Jew, right? So you had to call yourself whatever they told you. You were Greek, you're Puerto Rican, you're Dominican, you're Roman, right? So let's go to Acts 21 and verse 36. It says, for the multitude of the people followed after crying away with him. And as Paul, so the context is talking about Paul was to be led into the castle. He said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? Right? Are not thou that Egyptian which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? So see that? They mistaken him to be an Egyptian. Why? Because they were judging him carnally. He's a so-called black man, right? You know that the original Egyptians were black, right? Verse 39, but Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city of Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city. And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people, right? And then it goes on and said he spoke Hebrew, right? So boom, right? Let's go to the next chapter, Acts 22 and verse 25. So it says that he's a Jew, right? Now right here it says, Acts 22 verse 25. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? So now he's saying he's a Roman. Why is this saying this? Because he's a Roman citizen, right? He's not taking away the fact that he's also a Jew. He's a Jew by ethnicity, but he's a Roman citizen. I'm gonna prove also that he's a Jew, right? There's more proof about this. Verse 26, when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed that what thou doest, for this man is a Roman, right? Then the chief captain came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yeah. And the chief captain answered, with a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, but I was freeborn, meaning what? I'm already an Israelite, so I'm already free. But he's saying, I'm a Roman, but you free me because, hey, listen, you guys are discriminating me. I'm also a Roman just like you guys. I'm a part of the Roman citizenship. I have citizenship here. I'm not what you call an illegal immigrant, right? Let's go to Romans 16 and verse 37 and also give more further proof that Paul said he's a Roman, right? Romans 16 verse 37. But Paul said unto them, they have beaten us openly uncondemned, being Romans. See that? So he said he was a Roman, right? We go to verse 37. Verse 38 says, and the surgeons told these words unto the magistrates, and they feared when they heard that they were Romans. So they was like, oh my God, we're taking our own people. They see that? It's like the same thing as saying, well, we're all American, right? When you go into the American army, you have all different types of races, but guess what? They're all American because they live in America, right? So that's what we have to understand, right? Your place of birth does not determine your ethnicity. Your father determines your ethnicity. Now watch this. Let's go to Romans chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. See that? So Paul admits, yeah, I'm also an Israelite. I'm a Jew. I'm a Benjamite, right? I'm of the tribe of Benjamin, of the seed of Abraham, of the nation of Israel. See that? So then you go to Romans 10 and 1. It says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. So he was praying on. Remember, these prophets, right? Paul was told to talk to Israelites. He didn't talk to other nations. He didn't speak to heathens. He wasn't talking to heathens. He wasn't trying to convert heathens. He was trying to convert Greek-speaking Jews to come back to the nationality. That's why it says when you read Romans 1, When you read Romans 1 and 16, it says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Yahweh Shai, for it is the power of Yahweh unto the salvation to everyone that believeth, first to the Jew first, and also to the Greek." What does that mean? He's saying to the Jew, right, to the Jews who know that they're Jews, and to the Greeks also who don't know that they're also Israelites. And there's no difference between a Jew and a Greek. Why? Because they're the same people. That's why. That's all it's saying. It's like saying I'm an American and he's a Puerto Rican. But we're the same because I'm Ephraim and you're Ephraim too. So what's the difference? There's no difference, right? We have the same forefather. That's what the word brethren means. It means having the same forefather, right? So again, you are who your father is, right? I'm going to end it off with this, right? Again, we all know the classic, Numbers 1 and 18, right? This is according to the law, right? In the Torah, right? And we know the Torah is forever. So Numbers 1 and 18 says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers," right? By the house of your father. That's who you are. You are who your father is. And, you know, that was more further proof, right? So with that being said, I give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, Bahashim Mashak Yahushai. Until next time, Israel, Shalom.